Hey everybody, Onepeg here. Got a lot of changes, yet again. There's a bunch. So, we're gonna try and work our way through it and come out on the other end, hopefully unscathed. But who knows? Who knows? As we all are aware, scabs can be anywhere, right? I don't even know what the hell I'm saying. Whatever. Onto stuff. Okay. First things first, for those of you that have Jaeger level 4, Jaeger has a new task for y'all. BSG decided that they were going to remove the ability for people to purchase the MK18 338 Lapua and put it behind a task. Now, in order to be able to get that, you have to kill Shturman 25 times on Woods, which means that now Woods is going to be a whole lot of cheek-clapping, just carnivalistic fun. Woo! Yeah, I know for those of you, including myself, us, I guess I should say, that haven't been able to use a 338 Lapua yet, I guess we're going to have to kill Shturman in order to be able to play with the new hotness. So, for now, it is what it is. Oh, and before I forget, in addition to now requiring all these kills on Shturman, Shturman's spawn rate has also been increased by 2% to 41%, up from 39%. So you should see him slightly more often on Woods. Very recently, a lot of people have been complaining that they weren't able to find Glukhar at all on Reserve whatsoever, even though his spawn rate on Reserve right now is supposed to be 43%. Apparently, this was somewhat true, because now after the, I guess, complaints that had been going around about Glukhar not spawning on Reserve, suddenly he started to appear again. For the last, 2-3 days, I guess he hadn't been showing up, and now he is. So that's good. There were some folks reporting that they felt like the Bitcoin farm was taking a little bit longer to produce a Bitcoin than what they were used to from, say, last patch, and all the patches that came before that, ever since the hideout and, well, the Bitcoin farm existed. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're right. If it feels like it's taking longer, that's because it is. Now, it seems as though this has been in place kind of since the beginning of the patch. It's just people haven't really built up a Bitcoin farm yet to realize it. So for those of you that are kind of getting to that stage or have been building up your farm, or for those of you that are really, really loot lording the hell out of the game and have built yourself up to max capacity already, you'll notice that it takes a bit longer. It used to be that one GPU would generate 1 Bitcoin every 20 hours. And then there's this curve downward that you can see that tails off at 5 hours once you had your Bitcoin farm maxed out at 50 GPUs. Instead, now one GPU generates a Bitcoin every 24.17 hours instead of 20, and 50 GPUs generates a Bitcoin one every 6.89 hours. So obviously it takes a little bit longer. Now, in the case of Bitcoin itself, the Bitcoin sells for 5 times more than what it did before 12.9 went live. Thank you to the Bitcoin market for rallying to hell. So it shouldn't hurt all that bad to have to wait just a little bit longer, but, for the sake of the knowledge. Right, everybody? So there were some new crafts that got added to the hideout. Yes, in addition to the ones that just got added a handful of days ago. So I'm not talking about the ones where you can use a metal can to make flechette rounds or any of those other things that got added. I'm talking about new ones that happened today. Now, the crafting recipes that I'm going to show you, along with how long it takes to craft each one, is all based on people having zero hideout management or crafting skill when it comes to these timers. So keep in mind that as your hideout management skill improves, the time to craft all of these things is obviously going to be that much more reduced. What do I mean? Well, how about an 11SR keycard that you can make from a 21WS keycard, a VPX, 3 flash drives, and an RFID reader. Now that, in your Intelligence Center level 2 and nearly 3 full days of patience, will generate an 11SR keycard. So it just takes a cool 65.5 hours. No big deal. Next, we have a KEK tape craft that is 2 duct tape, 2 blue tape, and 1 Clin wiper. Now, this takes 1 hour and 19 minutes, so not bad. Lavatory level 2. Most of us, I think, at this point probably already have that one. Next is a military circuit board, which is 6 regular circuit boards, 2 CPUs, 5 capacitors, and 2 RAM sticks. This takes 2 1/4 hours at workbench level 2, which will be huge for a lot of people that are looking to use those either for barter or for hideout upgrades or whatever. Really, really nice addition. A good one for a lot of us that are finally now getting to the back end of all of those free BP rounds that we got as part of our New Year's gift. The 7.62x39 BP rounds can now be crafted from 2 green gunpowder and 1 blue gunpowder to make 260 rounds of BP. Again, BP being Again, BP being found in raid when you craft these things makes it kind of nice. The next thing that we can finally craft that we don't have to just find laying around on scavs anymore is the antidote for the cultist poison. Now, this is 1 adrenaline, 2 med kits, and 1 handful of meds, which takes an hour and 9 minutes. Now, whether this ends up being something that people will sell or hold on to use, who knows? Probably both, obviously, right? I mean, it's a free market economy, so why not? But in this case, at least now we can finally craft the damn thing instead of having to pay 40 to 70K to go fight cultists on one particular evening. Unless, of course, we want to pray that we don't get poisoned to death, but I really would rather not take that chance, And hey, look at the bright side. At least this way now we know that in crafting it, we can meme even harder on our friends, poisoning our buddies as we troll through things like Shoreline and, give them a 5 count before they suddenly realize that they got poisoned by their friend, and hopefully they have the antidote on them. I mean, hell, they can craft it, so they should probably bring it with them, right? Right? Yes. And next we have an intelligence folder. So we, combined with 3 flash drives and 1 thing of printer paper, can make our own intelligence. We can manufacture intelligence in Tarkov. Intelligence Center Level 3 is needed to be able to create an intelligence folder from our flash drives and paper combo. I don't know where we're getting the manila folder, but hey, it's Tarkov, baby. 31 hours and 40 minutes to create intelligence. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. The RFID reader craft on Intelligence Center Level 2 used to require you to have a vertex. That is no longer the case. BSG has made this a little bit more accessible with only requiring 1 labs keycard and 2 signal jammers. Now, this craft still takes a nice, spicy 53 hours and 20 minutes, but hey, at least they made it cheaper, right? Yes, and for those of us that were in need of magnets for hand-ins, like for Peacekeeper, for instance, we can now make those. 1 HDD in approximately 45 minutes of our time turns into a magnet. Good stuff. And last but certainly not least, the swan song, if you will, of the crafting recipes, and the reason why yellow keycards are now 1 million plus is this baby. 1 RFID reader, 3 yellow labs keycards, 12 entrance keycards, 7 intelligence folders, and 3 magnets, plus a paltry 104 hours and 26 minutes of your sweet precious time turns into a violet keycard. It only takes about a week, but we'll get there. Now, as of this moment, with the craft being ever present, trying to get these items off of the flea market probably does not make sense when the option to purchase a violet keycard exists. But for those of us that tend to travel around and would rather use the things that we've gathered, or if some of us already have some of these things gathered already, this could end up working out for you. If you have a bunch of intelligence or you're crafting some magnets, the only things that are on this list of items that are stuff that you actually would have to pay for would be the yellow labs keys and the entrance labs keys, unless you're running labs constantly to get the yellow key card, or if you've killed a whole bunch of scavs and still hold on to those. You obviously have the option of just buying the white labs keys every few hours off of Therapist, but assuming that all of this stuff is stuff that you wanted to go to the market and just buy outright, probably isn't really offsetting the cost of that violet key right now, because of course there's going to be a market rush. But just for the knowledge of having it, if those of us wanted to farm for it, you have the option of doing so right there. And if all you're buying is the yellow labs keys at roughly right now 3.5 million rubles, that might make sense. 3 million rubles in a 1 week wait, it could work. It could work, I guess. Anyway, guys, that's what I've got for you today. Thank you guys so much for coming and checking out my little updates. Thank you guys for helping my Twitch stream follower count grow by like 12,000 this past year. The YouTube channel grew by 25,000 subs or something in 2020, and the beginning of 2021 has been amazing. I mean, we've already gained like 2,500 subs just in the last couple of weeks, so I am absolutely overjoyed and very thankful for all of you. Yeah, so thanks. I was already live today on Twitch, but I'll be live again tomorrow morning. So if you guys end up being somewhere, in the vicinity of Twitch and you want to stop by the channel around 8 a.m. Eastern, I'll see you then. Okay? Thanks, guys. Peace.